1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody, here we go. Let's look at natural gas and see what's going on today. We can see that the price ended at 5. Well, hasn't quite closed yet, but we're pretty close to the close for the day. 563. Now, this is, for those that want to know, natural gas futures, the December 2021 contracts. Okay, just be aware of the expiration dates, guys, on your contracts. You can always go to CME Group, okay, CME, and you can check the calendar. Okay, just type in CME Group, natural gas. You'll see the specs and the calendar and all that. Be aware of your expiration dates, okay? Remember, this is futures, not options, okay? You want to know the symbol? It's /NG on the QS platform for TD Ameritrade. Probably very similar for most brokers. It would be something NG, okay? All right, so today we can see it's a little bit of a down day. Let's take a look here what's going on. The 50-day moving average. Remember, this is a daily chart. We're also going to look at some other time frames here in this video, okay? But for now, this is the daily. So the last couple days have been down days. And, of course, natural gas has been absolutely on fire. You know, it just keeps going up. It's been above the 50-day moving average for, geez, look at this. Just stayed above it from all the way back in like June to even now. Comes down, touches the 50-day, goes up, boom, boom, boom. This one didn't even get close to touching back here in the middle of November. Went way up here, got to all-time highs there at 646. Had a pretty big hit there, coming all the way back down, touches the 50. So that got all the way down to, at that point, 495. Okay? And here's the thing. I'm just going to pause right here for a second and talk about this decline right here. And, you know, could we have known it was coming? Well, check it out, guys. Okay? So, for those that don't know, these yellow and red dots, they are warning us of divergence between price going up in this case and the indicators on the average are going down, right? You can see they're going down. See how the indicators are going down? Okay, so this one over here with the red dots right there, you know, red and yellow, well, it told us that something was coming up. Sure enough, within like what? Like within 2 days, the downtrend, the pullback started, right? 5-day pullback. Okay. And it continued down here in the SMI. You can see lots of red and yellow and red. And even up here on the Big Daddy, started getting yellow and red. So they're in agreement, right? These two indicators are in agreement that divergence, excuse me, that divergence is starting to pick up, right? That there's more frequency for divergence. If you want to know the specifics, the yellow dots are telling us that's just 12-day divergence going on, okay? And the red dot is telling us that there's a 3 or a 4-day divergence overlapping with 12. Okay, not to get too complicated, but the white ones back here, if you want to know, those are 3 and 4-day divergence. Okay, so when we begin to see red, you know, yellow and red, a lot of them especially clustered like we're seeing here. Okay, usually something's going to happen. In this case, significant pullback from 646 all the way down to that time, you know, just below $5. So that's a big move, man. That's a huge move in natural gas, right? Okay, so now from that point, right there in the kind of the middle of October, okay, it moved all the way back up, okay, didn't get to all-time highs, right, fell short of it, came all the way back down and touched it again, okay, so that's significant. So long term is look at the MACD, big MACD, the MACD up here, okay, big decline going on, right, and also that this amplitude percent is basically just telling us, color-coded, you know, the distance between the price and the 50-day moving average was really getting smoking hot up in here. Okay, but it's been smoking hot for a long time. But now we can begin to see it's starting to cool off a little bit, right? It's been cooling off. All right, so you can see just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, it came down and touched the 50-day. right? And we can see it's trying to make its way down to touch it again. Remember, the 50-day moving average is moving up while prices are moving down. So it isn't like they're just going to fall straight down, right? The prices are probably going to come down at an angle, right? They're going to gradually come down while the 50 days coming up, okay? A lot of people miss that. They don't quite understand the dynamic of those two lines that come together, okay? Now, the other thing we want to pay attention to is, there's potentially a cycle low on the daily right around, November 16th, which is a very, very, very popular date from November 16th area all the way to like November 24th, this area right in here. A lot of different products are coming down into this cycle low area right in here, okay? So just be aware of that. Natural gas is no different. It looks like it wants to come down into this low in this time frame. All right. So let's take a look a little bit longer time frame. Look at the monthly. Wow. Hello. Okay. The MACD down here looks right. You could put several. You could sail several freighter ships through that gap. Looking very peaky here. And it's worth noting that on the monthly time frame that we're looking at, remember this is monthly, we've got some pretty significant divergence signal that's popped up here. And this doesn't happen very often at all on this indicator. Look at all the way going back. You don't see that anywhere. You don't see any divergence signals on the monthly because it's hard to get a divergence on the monthly. But here we go. Okay, we've had a divergence that showed up just last month in October. And now, and by the way, that divergence right there, the red one is telling us that there's a 12 month and 3 or 4 month overlapping. Okay. And even though they didn't show up on the Big Daddy, here they are over here on the SMI. And what do you know? The SMI this month is also in agreement with the Big Daddy. They're in agreement that something is going on here, guys. Okay, there's something going on. So we don't want to ignore the fact that natural gas is looking very elevated. Okay. And if you look on a monthly time frame, my goodness, natural gas has been under pressure, guys, for years. Look at this, downward. For years, guys. Natural gas just been getting pummeled since, basically back in 2013, 2014. This was it. And from that time on, natural gas been coming down on the average, down, down, down. We had a little bump there in late 2018, but just on the average been getting slammed. Okay, and then this massive, inflationary kind of action going on here. So be aware of that on a monthly time frame. There's some indications that natural gas could be cooling off. Okay. All right, let's go back and look at the weekly, or I should say, look at the weekly, and let's see what we got going on there. And then we'll finish off with the hourly and one last look at the daily. Okay. So here on the weekly, obviously well above the 50-week moving average. But look at this, guys. Lots of signals coming in here on the weekly. See, this is why you got to look at multiple time frames. Talk about this all the time on this channel. Okay? You want to subscribe to this YouTube channel, guys and gals. Trust me. Okay? There's a lot of things going on. I put on a lot of free service, right? All these videos are free. Nobody's paying for these, right? You're getting a free service here, okay? So, anyway, back to the video here. There's a lot of signals going on right now that are really suggesting that we have a significant divergence event going on between indicators, okay, that are going down, right? They're going down, and price has been going up, okay? That's a significant divergence event that's going on a weekly time frame. We can see over here, down here, I should say, on the MACD, that it's beginning to squeeze a little bit, okay? We can ignore the amplitude percent on the weekly. Obviously, it's always been red. Okay, so we'll just ignore that for now, okay? But we don't need color coding to tell us that we see how much higher elevated the amplitude is compared to times gone by, right? So we know amplitude is high. Amplitude, okay, distance between the candlestick and the 50-week moving average. Lots of distance. In other words, there's the potential for a great fall. Okay, probably going to happen at some point. All right. So as I speak right now, the futures market is still trading, but it's going to close here in about 30 minutes. So usually it's a Friday, so pretty quiet as we close the last half an hour of the week. Okay, but as we saw on the monthly, we got that red dot for a divergence, which is rare on a monthly, guys, and we've got plenty of red and yellow dots on the weekly. So it looks like to me, guys, there's going to be a pullback in natural gas. It's coming. Far as pinpointing exactly when that's going to happen might be a little difficult, but definitely want to keep a heads up. I'm not sure I'd want to be long on the long side of natural gas too much longer going forward. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the hourly and just see what we got going on here. Okay, so wow, okay, there's a lot going on here on the hourly. Wow, let's crunch this up a little bit and get a little bit better picture on the hourly. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so starting way back here about not just this last Wednesday, but the previous Wednesday before that. That would be October 27th. Okay, over in this area, and October 28th, which was Thursday, price fell below the 50-hour moving average, and guys, it fell below for quite a while. Got really red here on the amplitude, which means the distance between the price and the 50-hour moving average started to get pretty significant, right? Showed up here on the amplitude percent indicator. Okay, the MACD on the hourly started coming up. Sure enough, it came up, crossed over to 50-hour, came over, came back down untouched. Okay, really couldn't break above it very well, and now we're back down below it. So, yeah, it's looking like that we're seeing a little bit of a cooling off on natural gas. I mean, if we just take it from there, guys, on the hourly chart, just looks like a little bit of cooling off going on here on natural gas. So these, it's really difficult to look at an hourly and say, okay, what's going to happen on a weekly time frame, right? But we do want to look at those multiple time frames, and it looks like to me, guys, natural gas is beginning to look a little bit suspect, and I'm seeing some amplitude wave is beginning to kind of decrease. Kind of get peaky up, really peaky up, a little bit less, right? You see how the peaks are getting less? The amplitude has gotten smaller and smaller. See that, guys? So it went from increasing here and here to now decreasing here and here. Okay? It's important to understand oscillation and wave dynamics, okay? So just keep it in mind as we approach this 1116 through 1124 area that I would be inclined to think that natural gas is going to come down. Kind of getting that feeling. Okay. All right, guys and gals, that is it for the natural gas futures review for today. Okay, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys and gals. Don't forget to click that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And click the little bell so you get notified of all the videos I put them out. Okay, we'll be doing all the review of the futures products, guys, every day, 5 days a week. And on weekends, I might put out a video, kind of a special video. We'll see which one I might alter. I got the solar cycle video coming up, and a lot of people are excited about that, so look forward to that. I'll try to get that done this weekend. Okay, we'll talk to you all real soon again next time.